Hello everyone, welcome to a quick look of this game, Exiled Kingdoms, with its interesting interface. Red Scarn had a very visceral reaction to this immediately, and didn't want to put it in the video, but I kind of want to get it in here because this game looks really very low budget, because it kind of is, but it's also really charming in that way. So this could be your entire reaction to this whole thing. So I'm just gonna start a new name here,
so is it
or a new game here.
Mercia?
No, I don't remember what the name of the continent is. It'll be explained. So this is a Diablo-esque open world RPG. You got a smattering of basic fantasy classes here, and you can choose gender and choose your portrait, very, late 90s. What kind of character do we want to create here?
Let's go with Rogue.
Alright, cool. I've not played that.
Techno Mage. Techno Mage.
Techno Mage? There's no... You can't really do techno.
I have a magical certification. I haven't actually used it much. I can only get a job in food service.
Oh, so we're gonna play Kamal then.
Oh yeah, that was the backstory for my Battlespire characters. Because Battlespire makes it so that you have to be a member of the Imperial Battle Mage Academy, despite the fact that I began the game with literally no spellcasting. All right, there we go. Yeah, okay.
All right, this looks like Kamal right here. This is a very Kamal portrait.
Good enough.
Oh, okay. It'll let me enter a really long name and then reject it when I try to hit play.
Off to a rollicking good start. Let's just go with a 3-character name. CHZ. That's our name. We are Chiz.
ZZY.
All caps.
Oh. You put it in all caps, so now that looks like that's our rap handle.
Yeah.
ZZT. I can't remember.
I think that's our stage name.
So we've got, pretty standard ability point stuff here. I think it's useful for us to have, these classes play what you'd expect, so I think it's useful for, mages to have intellect, and we'll throw one into personality, because we're a nice dude.
Okay, so I will say that, the tooltips, I was kind of okay, I want to get in here and rewrite these, but the one that I like is, for the personality, is why doesn't anybody like you? That's the example, that's an example of a good tooltip. It gets it across, it's simple, and it kind of takes you off guard a little bit at the same time, which is nice.
So, obviously we want Fireball, probably, because the fucking mage armor, who needs that? Fireballs.
Yeah. Fireball is my favorite spell, just in anything, which stinks, because actually,
lately I can't hear, or... No, I don't think so. Sorry, continue.
Okay. Well, now I think we should be reading this. It seemed as if the Empire of Andoria was united and would be eternal, forever strong and in peace, flourishing in science and arts. Oh, is that a Colossus? I think that's a Colossus. But every empire has to fall.
This is on the left side of the screen.
A century ago, the Deep Lords rose.
Because it's left aligned.
Legends say these mysterious sorcerers came from another world. They opened magical gates, and through them, the horrors came. What the horrors were, or what they looked like, has been forgotten. But in just a few weeks, the Empire was overrun, despite all its might. Only a few thousand survived, sailing away to the island of Varanar. An imperial colony, but a savage and harsh land. Luckily, the horrors didn't follow. These exiles endured the hardships, and to some extent tamed the land. They built farms, villages, cities, and castles. Then, finally, McDonald's. Then they built the Exiled Kingdoms. They were so good they had to be immediately exiled.
I wonder if they came up with the backstory after
A century
they came
later,
up with the name, the Exiled
for many,
Kingdoms.
the Empire and the horrors are just fairy tales. As a young adventurer, you're more worried about your lack of work and your empty pants. But your luck has changed. You received a magical letter from New Garamond, summoning you to collect a mysterious typeface. That sounds promising. You don't remember having any relatives there, but you started the journey anyhow. While crossing the perilous Sagar forest, you listened to disturbing noises ahead of you.
This fantastic grand fantasy story literally starts with a Prince of Nigeria scam, yes.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, this does not look great. It is very rough.
This reminds me of nothing
Let's
so
see
much
if I
as
remember
the game Nox. Do you guys remember that game?
I remember it existing.
I mean, I've heard of it. I've never played it.
I played the demo, and for some reason, I didn't realize that the premise of the game was that you were like a person sent back in time to like a fantasy world or whatever. And so I just thought that it was kind of weird that you play a peasant with a t-shirt.
Oh, I don't get to aim that. Okay. I've not played a mage either. I've got a character that's a cleric. But apparently, like, I just kind of fireball in front of me, so that's interesting. So you got your pretty typical Diablo-esque gameplay, and very Diablo-esque graphics, actually.
Yeah,
Fireball
although,
hurts me.
I mean...
Oh, fireball.
was-
Oh, okay.
If I was gonna
And
be a
thus
jerk, I'd
ends
save
our
it.
journey.
Okay, so you can friendly fire fireball.
It's not really friendly fire if it's hitting yourself, though. It's more just like
Can you
self-annihilation.
save?
Yeah. I believe that's... Is it F5 that quick saves? I don't know. It's been a couple weeks since I played this. I've forgotten all the keyboard commands. Well, save, yay!
Okay. So we're here on the high road, zapping goblins with fireballs, which, if anything, seem more destructive to us than they seem to the goblins, strictly speaking, which suggests to me that they have more hit points than we do.
Maybe. So this is very much like like, you've got Diablo-style mechanics, but it's got like a sort of Baldur's Gate-style, like, gameplay loop, where, like, you're not, like, spamming your potion bar to, oh, this is not good. This is no good at all. Fireball
I don't
that
think this
thing.
game is
Okay.
balanced for this kind of play.
This class was added last, so that may be completely accurate.
What would we be doing as a rogue?
I'm actually not sure. Oh, this guy looks very friendly and definitely not
Hello,
going to
friend. My
betray
name
us.
is Adeon. I'm traveling this road going west. Are you headed that way too?
Hello, Adeon. Yes, I am going west like you.
The
We are
thing
both
is,
humans.
I've scouted the
This is how
road
people
ahead,
talk.
and there's a pack of goblins accompanied by a wolf. I'm not sure I can take them all by myself, to be honest.
That sounds dangerous. We better fight them together.
Again, it sounds like two aliens trying to get,
God.
like, both in disguise as humans, trying to convince the other one that they also are human.
Lead
Writing
the
in this
way!
game
I
is-
think together we can do this!
At best, serviceable. So, whoop, that was not who I wanted to fire that. Oh man. All right. I'm gonna fireball you. Yep, there we
Did
go.
night just start
Okay,
falling?
that did not.
Yeah, it looks like night's falling.
Yeah, yeah.
Night
There's a day-night
fell
cycle
with
in
a
this
terrible crash. I'm liking that you can keep the fireballs. I think this place is perfect to camp until tomorrow morning, don't you agree? I mean, there was 40 goblins here earlier, but they're all dead now. Yeah.
The place looks good, but my maps say we should be close to a town called Lanagar down the road.
Yeah, the Sagar is a confusing forest. Don't trust your map, trust me. Lanagar could be very far away. It's better to rest now that we can.
That makes sense. Very well, let's camp now, and tomorrow we'll see.
I actually kind of like that they just committed to making your character dumb fuck gullible.
You are the dumbest person in the world in this game, and it's kind of great.
As we prepare to camp, maybe we can get to know each other better. Where do you hide your valuables? I'm going to Kingsbridge to find work as a scout. What are your weak points? What about you?
Turns out I have inherited a fortune. I received a magical letter saying so. It says I must go to New Garand.
That's great news! Well, once you're rich, I hope you can pay me a few beers.
What?
That's how people talk.
Sure,
That's how humans
count
talk.
on it. Now let's sleep. Oh no, where'd our robe go? Now we're wearing mysterious clothes.
They
I
dressed
was
us
robbed in my
fashionably.
sleep. Oh no. Alright, well, it's probably a very long walk to Lanagar. Oh.
I want to mod this game just so our character's portrait has the mouth just slightly open all the time. Welcome to the village of Lanagar, traveler. Here you will be safe from the goblins raiding the road.
Help, I was robbed by a thief called Adon. Adon? He stole all my money on an important letter.
Let's see, did it happen here? In Lanagar?
No, it happened like 10 feet outside the city gates.
Well,
but-
go fuck yourself then! That's not my business, and I warn you, don't start a fight here or you'll sleep in a dungeon, and they stink.
Alright, I'm looking to become a typical adventurer, blah blah blah.
Well, you could always punch goblins, but there's stuff to do, assuming you're useful for anything other than getting robbed. I think the alchemist needs reagents, and the priest of the three won't stop talking about some tomb of horrors. Or maybe you could work for me. I need a new deck.
Alright, let's
I don't know, you're really capable of taking out a goblin patrol.
better be a good reward.
Kill 5 goblins.
Yeah.
Don't bring me that.
I feel like
Just
it
go
sounds
do it,
like
or
we're
run
really,
back to your non-existent mama.
we're really dunking on this game really hard, but like despite how clunky it is, I actually really like the gameplay and the world. We can kind of show that in a minute, but
I'm not suggesting that, like, slightly bland RPG writing is in any way atypical of RPGs.
no.
You just gotta do what you gotta do. Narrate it in a funny voice and get through it.
Oh, the F9 key to quick save. Well, that's the key that starts recording, so I guess we're not going to be using that. I wonder if I can change that.
Also,
So-
legitimately, I do think it's kind of funny to just commit to the idea of like an RPG hero who's just really fucking rock stupid all the time. It's if you portray it like as, and I get upset in some like AAA games which have like a really serious storyline where the protagonist constantly does dumb stuff and nobody calls him out for it, but like this is pretty low stakes so far, so
Oh boy. Alright, so you can see that our resources are pretty low up here, and these do not regenerate. So, as I was saying, this has a kind of Baldur's Gate style, or like other like CRPG style of resources and stuff and gameplay loop, so we rest with this button, which doesn't actually make us rest, but we've got like a limited amount of health and mana that we can burn before we're like shit up a creek, basically. So you're not just doing the Diablo thing where you, as long as you have potions, you can pretty much just go forever.
Shit up a creek?
right.
Yeah.
That is not how that expression goes.
I'm pretty sure it is. That wasn't what I wanted to hit, but okay. Hey, stop. Damn it. We are not a good melee fighter, as it turns out. Do we have anything to show in my inventory?
You have those bracers. You could sell the bracers.
I was gonna put the bracers on so I don't die.
I like that the goblins sound like Ewoks.
Game over!
Just...
Yep.
Well, I guess you sucked after all, kid.
Might want to put the bracers on.
The bracers from here?
Yeah, you gotta get them.
Now let's go stab some more goblins to death.
Oops, I hit myself with that. Wow, this class is not... This is not great at the start. Alright, we're just gonna... wait for the fireball to pop. There we go.
Has such teeth, dear, and it shows them.
How many goblins have I killed?
Pearly whites. Not enough. That's my policy. Just a jackknife has old Mac Heath, babe.
No,
and it keeps it
I really keep expecting that to follow my
sight.
cursor, and it doesn't.
Should we just switch back to a different character?
I mean, we'd have to do
Yeah,
this
but
again.
maybe one who's
We could go to
competent.
my character that's a bit further in this game at some point, and I could show off like some of the more interesting combat mechanics that. I'm
Because you're
so
about to
gonna
die again.
Yeah, that seems like that might be a
Fireball.
smart choice. I think we could generally agree that this game's strong suits, such as they are, do not encompass the magical gameplay.
Okay, so this is a bit further in the game, and it's actually interesting that this is where I am in this game right now, because remember that guy who
You're in fucking
took our
jail?
letter? Yeah, so remember that guy who took our letter?
Yeah.
So he ran off, and we chased him around, and went and got on the trail of him, got to New Garen, that city we were supposed to go to, went to the mage's house that we're supposed to inherit, and we found the mage, air quotes, and he was not actually the mage that we were supposed to find. It was some imposter who was also looking for the letter for some reason, and then he knocked us out and threw us in the dungeon where his cultists hang out in the sewers. So that's where we are right now, and I'm a cleric right now, so I've got some, shall we say, better skills. Although interestingly, we right now once again have no gear. And hey, look, it's Adon, who also got captured. So this is kind of the follow-up to that. You stole all my things, and now you
It took you long
like...
enough to come here and rescue me. I was beginning to grow bored. The key to open this cage is to the west.
You stole all my things, and now you talk to me like that. You have some nerve, don't you?
Come on, that's ancient history. It was all junk anyhow. Selling it only cost me a couple beers and some time at the local video arcade. And look at all the trouble I got from your letter. I'm the one who should be mad at you. I mean, the thing was obviously a scam. I should forgive you, though. I can't stay mad at that face.
You've got this one. It's not funny, you know. I had a very hard time out there without weapons or money. I trusted you.
Listen, you can't trust anyone in this world. If I hadn't stolen everything while you were sleeping with me, someone else would have. Maybe even killed you, so you learned a lesson. And basically, you should be thanking me for not killing you. That's how life works. Please free me.
You are probably right, but that doesn't mean I forgive you.
Don't you think that maybe this is not the time or the place to discuss whether I'm a bad guy? Go to the room to the west. The key to this damn cage should be in there.
We will see. Alright, so...
Now we actually will go see if the key to the cage is in the next room.
What was that?
So right now we're just kind of punching people, which is not fantastic. But we got some gear here. I can't remember.
Maybe the lamest weapon in the world. It kills people out of boredom. That's a weird description of a dagger, but I'm not gonna knock it.
Wait, was there anything else in there? Alright. We've got the key. We're gonna get him out.
Listen, stealing's one thing. Letting me get hurt is another. Okay, I see your point. I swear I won't steal from you again. I will never tell a lie. I will never tell a lie.
Alright, so now clearly we unlock the cage, and there are companion characters in this game. You don't really have, like, a party per se. Why does it say that I'm on... Why am I glowing? That's weird.
Ha 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 ha! Oh, sucker! Sucker! Oh, sucker!
We also have a heal, which is cool. I want you to attack everyone.
Never attack anyone, even to defend yourself. It's very important.
Okay, let's see. What have you got here? Got
Trust me, I'm a
that.
tactical genius.
Let's just use the sword ourselves.
So I'm a little confused because it doesn't seem to be like a game about loot the way Diablo is.
Oh, right.
But it also doesn't seem to be a game about narrative or RPG-style choices because, like, if it were leaving him to rot in that cage should absolutely have been an option. So I'm trying to figure out, I guess, what the game's doing.
It is a dungeon crawler, really. There is some loot. Like, you know, what we're seeing is kind of the more basic stuff, but there's definitely some loot in it, and a loot game, and some other cool stuff like that.
Well, but it doesn't really lean into, like, the leveling up and the positive feedback loops that Diablo has, where, like, every monster you kill drops...
Not to that extent, no. The last time I opened this cell and let the ogre behind it out, it immediately killed me, so we're not going to do that. Let's... Oh, right. Oh, yeah, you can't save in dungeons.
That's kind of cool.
Which has actually led me to redo this dungeon more than once.
It's convenient that you basically have your companion on those, like those moving buddies things. Like the little plates that slide you around. Yeah, like that, see? I wonder if it's the sort of thing where they put that ad when they realize that companions will block you, or if they just anticipated that from the start and added that in.
Oh man, he fucking died. This is actually not good.
Do they die?
No. He'll be back up once I kill these guys.
Yeah, got a skull. Now you can start your own YouTube channel.
I'm gonna rest here.
So you've been on fire a real long time.
Yeah, I have an ability that sets me on fire and gives me a bunch of damage. You know, as clerics do. It's, can we see the... Okay, here we go.
If you want to clarify, it gives you a bunch of damage.
Arbanos' Might, current level, you do +3 damage and +4 fire damage for 12 seconds, cooldown 20 seconds, mana 2. So it basically just makes me, like, decent in combat. Should I be... Oh, I haven't put those on. Are these better than the weapon that you have? Yeah. Let's give you one of these. I don't want you to have a bow, because you'll just stand back and not die, and that would be, you know, unfortunate. And then I've also got the thing that makes that burst there that's like a close-range fireball and stuff, and like... it's difficult to, like, the graphics here are not really communicating that much. but like I feel like the gameplay is pretty good for a dungeon crawler. It's obviously not like super skill based or whatever, but it feels pretty decent. It's not quite Diablo level, but this game is like I think $8 on Steam. So no, it's a cool little
right.
indie,
I mean, it's not like you're paying. It's not like you're paying like $60 for a box copy.
Yeah. And it's got a really cool, whoop, should not be dying.
You're gonna die.
No, I got it. I healed. I'm good.
So what what feeling from this game would you say that you get that makes you like it?
Part of it for me is just looking at the nostalgia. This looks like something I would have played in high school. And I don't say that
it is
like
very much
derisively.
like that, yeah.
Like, genuinely, I would have really dug this.
And there's also, the dungeon crawling is pretty good. Like, this feels pretty good to play. And I like the way that it implements its open world. Get all my equipment back.
That's what you mentioned during the diecast.
I have a bunch of stuff.
Well, once we get out of the dungeon, I think we'll be able to see that.
Yeah.
Don't give him all the good stuff. He's just gonna steal it again.
I mean, that's possible, but I've got, like, actually better stuff in here. Okay.
Well, with God as our witness, if he steals all of our stuff, we will find him. We will hunt him down, and we will let him out of jail again.
What was I using? Was I using the mace? I was probably using the mace.
All these, like, negative tooltips on these weapons, like, it's a short sword. Yeah, I could cut somebody in half, I guess, but whatever.
It's weird because it's the most
by-the-books
dungeon crawler, but, like, it's making fun of everything that's like, oh, it's just a stupid sword.
I mean, it's just trying to tell you that, like, it sounds less like an armor and more like a mall ninja. You're not going to impress anyone with that short sword. You want a katana. Caveman fashion, but nice to have in a blizzard. I feel like the game is negging us. Anyone else feel like that? Probably a farmer would think this is a great weapon. I actually get, like, it actually very mildly pisses me off.
You're probably pretty dangerous with this thing, but then so's a monkey with a gun.
I just want the like, God Sword to just have the tooltip. It's okay. Ah, I know this place. We're in the sewers under the city.
The sewers? I wonder why you know a place like that.
Because I love shit. Now? I love it. I love it. Yes, some parts of the New Garrett sewers are dangerous, but we're very close to an exit. Just walk over that channel and you'll be out.
Why does he know these details?
Me? You're not coming with me? How do I know I can trust you?
Also, you've got all my shit. Well, isn't it obvious? Those Forsaken guys are after you, but they're after me too, because I've seen the Magister's face. Like it or not, we're together in this mess. I won't betray you. I'm not stupid like you.
I don't know, maybe you are stupid, and you told me not to trust anyone.
See, that's the way of thinking. Don't trust anyone. But no, I want to live, and I'll work with you until we find out who are these Forsaken. Wait, I thought he was going a separate way.
I love that, like, the English is just occasionally broken. Okay, so where are you going now?
I want to take care of some business here in the sewers, but I hope we can meet up again in the surface. You can find me on the west side of town. See you around. Poof.
I would not be surprised if that was exactly what he was going to do, because there's nothing, like, in the... Like, there's a couple of rats, but there's, like... And there's this door over here that I can't open, but that's it.
I've got some business to attend to in the sewers, and then he slinks into the shadows, and you can still kind of see him there as he just, like, squats and begins to defecate. Like,
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
And I've got my party with me.
I thought you
Let's
said
go
there were
find
no
a place
party,
to
there were just
sell this
companions.
stuff. Oh yeah, here's spice trader Jethro, who doesn't like me.
Come here, listen to me. I know that worthless Fritha? Your name's Fritha? Armorer Floyd. These are probably like legit medieval names, and they just sound hilarious.
I don't know if I need that skull for something. Probably not.
What's the description on the
Let's be
skull?
honest. This guy no longer looks so tough.
Oh.
What is it?
I can't sell it,
And
actually,
the
so that's neat.
judgmental tooltips.
Okay, so let's is this an inn here? Yeah, okay. So
You know what other
an
game-
interesting
oh,
thing
go
is
ahead.
when you get bounties in this game, you can go to an inn and like listen to like use a button that's like spend some time, listen to some conversations, and getting a better idea of where the bounty is.
That's a nice. That's neat.
We're gonna rest for 12 hours here.
Hey, I just noticed you have a companion or two.
Yeah, I have one of them is a hireling, and then another one's actually a companion that I can level up and stuff.
Are some of these portraits just like Renaissance paintings?
Yes.
Okay.
There are definitely some Renaissance paintings. So here's the really
Whatever
cool
word.
part about this game. So this game is composed of like a series of maps that are basically squares. You can see like I've explored most of this square. Then you've got the world map here. So this is the square that I'm in, and you can notice even if I go back to can I just go back to the normal map? No. Okay. You can notice even that if I go back to here, this square, like the stuff here looks a lot like the stuff that's visible in this square. And that's actually how this map is set up. Like the map actually replicates the world map in sort of miniature in like the way the squares are shown up. So like this is where we started. That's that village that we were in. And if you headed south down that, and in fact this is right up here is where the goblins were that we got killed at. And that was the path. If you follow the path down, you go into this one, and then if you followed it further down, you go to this one, and you see these mountains here. So that's one of the coolest things to me about this game is the way they've set up their map so that the open world like actually reflects the world map. So you can look at the world map and get a good idea of like where you're supposed to go, and you know, it kind of, it feels like, you know, that time that like people, like, you know how people have remade the Pokemon map in Minecraft or whatever? How the Pokemon map was like this 2D thing that wasn't really like supposed to reflect exactly the way everything worked, but they remade the entire game world in Minecraft as one map, and it looks like really interesting to see it in that perspective. That's kind of what this reminds me of, is like someone went to the trouble of building an entire thing that looks exactly like their world map, that is exactly reflected in their world map as best as they could. You know, you got the river here and the mountains here. Well, there's the mountains, there's the river. I think that's really neat.
How do you suppose you get to be an elite bandit?
I don't know. What are we even doing here? There's we got a bunch of bounties here. This thing is over in 2 hours. We probably won't even be able to get to that before that thing ends.
I like the idea of a medieval bounty that ends like at noon on a specific day. Like you show up at 1 o'clock with information or the body, and they're just like, sorry.
Let's see. Let's do the next bit in this quest. Let's go back to the Magister's house and see what's going on there. Oh dear. This is, that sprite has not been given the correct collision information there. This is actually a mobile game, incidentally. This was a mobile game that was ported to the PC, and it doesn't really feel like
Wow.
it.
Yeah. The buttons are also small, and I just don't see how a Diablo-like can work.
Oh, I did that the wrong direction. Wow, we just killed those guys. Let's see if we can detect anything. Well, is there nothing to loot around here? I guess not. Oh, hello.
You're looking real closely for clues, and like literally in the next body or in the next room over, there's 2 dead bodies.
Ah, you searched the body of Magistrate Steins. Or maybe Stens, your grandfather's friend. However, it's obvious the body has already been searched thoroughly by the Forsaken. Let's search him anyways.
See, yeah, just just have a poke, see what you can find.
Oh, the Nigerian prince letter turned into a key.
So have you gotten this far before?
Useful. No, this is further than I've gotten. I've gotten out of that dungeon, but then I died before I could save.
Oh, wow. There are mysteries afoot.
What is this key to?
Your heart.
A safety deposit box.
I have a lot of quests.
Go down. It's key to the past. There you go.
Yeah.
So one thing I will say, I like that because the game's got this really high quality, well not high quality, but really nice mapping system, that they can just sort of give you little quest blurbs that tell you a location, and then it's up to you to go there.
Yeah, you don't... I don't think this game actually has any quest markers at all.
You know what? I am down for that. As just like a general thing. Like, no quest markers, kind of cool.
So we've got to go to a library. And I get the feeling that, like, I heard about a library at some point, but I don't remember where it is. So, what's in here? Warriors Guild. Oh, there are guilds in this game.
Are there guides for the individual cities?
Yeah, I mean, there's like a wiki map, like a Google Map style map that you can find on the wiki that like has all of the levels on
like,
it and how they link up,
like
which is really cool.
Guide.
But
like how in other games you can talk to the guards and they'll be like, "Where are you trying to go?"
I don't know.
That kind of looks like a library.
Oh, I need to find a sword for this guy.
I'm having a really hard time getting an idea of
your
when
reputation
this
has
takes,
changed.
What time period this takes place in, because they're like 18th to 19th century paintings, I feel like. But nothing else about this seems particularly Renaissance.
Sure, let's accept this bounty. Let's accept these bounties. Yeah, sure. Maybe we can go do one of those bounties.
Got just like a severed head in your vault? Am I seeing that right?
Yes. I don't know if that'll be useful at some point. And a bunch of equipment that's like only for warriors and rogues. Yeah, but not that one. That one I killed a while ago.
But I mean, the tooltip of that item said they asked for the head of the goblin leader. So I'm saying, have you not actually gotten to the point where they ask you for the head of that goblin leader?
I feel like I did. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be useful at some... Like, that's a goblin leader I killed, like hours ago, though. Oh, I just noticed the perspective of this ship is wrong versus the rest of versus this bridge.
It's
kind of throwing me. It's like it's going to fall over.
I also think the scale is kind of messed up.
I mean, yeah. Oh, hey, it's you. Yeah, unfortunately, I have 2 companions right now, so I need to get rid of this hireling. Which I can do by getting him killed. Alright, so why don't we go after one of these bounties? That could be fun.
The traditional method of dismissing a hireling. You get to keep the money and everything.
Let's see here. Seal of House Jumped. somewhere in northern Varsala, which is not far from here. The seal of House Zalast. The target is in Kingsbridge, inside a bandit hideout. Yeah, so let's get one of these that we don't know anything about. We'll go to the tavern and drink and see what's going on there.
Getting seasick just looking at her. That boat.
You learn something about the seal ring of House Jumped. It is located in Lanagar Valley. It is inside the Lanagar mine. Let's see if we can learn anything more. You didn't learn anything of interest. Okay. So I know where that is. So
Okay.
Lanagar Valley is... Yep, okay. So we're going back to where we started.
All right.
The one thing that
Bring
is
this
a little
episode
weird
full
is
circle and just in time. What's weird?
the isometric nature of the actual game map doesn't map to the sort of top-down mapping of the overworld map.
Yeah.
Like, north is up and to the right, and that's weird.
That's one weird thing.
Yeah,
yes.
that threw me initially when I was trying, like, when it was calling out, like, cardinal directions, and I was like, well, where is that? Come here.
Yeah, it's the sort of thing that like makes sense when you're like sitting down trying to figure it out for the design document, but it's not really the sort of thing that is totally intuitively logical when you're playing the game.
Come here, Orc. Whoa, okay. It got bounced me. No.
Like a basketball. Gets served. Well, our mage probably would not have lived to see all these splendors. Unless
No.
unless it's like one of those things where the wizard just sucks until midway through the game.
I think that's how it works.
And
Although
then
I gotta
suddenly
say,
they're like an all-powerful god.
having not played mage before, the way those fireballs are aimed really sucks. And the fact that they do, like, friendly
Yeah.
fire damage to you.
I mean, maybe we should just pick a different spell besides fireball to start out with.
Probably. So this should look familiar here.
So does the world scale with you? Because I'm seeing 3s and 5s where before it was all like 1s and 2s.
I feel like those guys may be new. But it might just be that I'm in a position that's a little bit higher level part of this map. Let me through here. I'm actually really tempted to
Can I
like
get a job making goblin noises?
pick this thing up on my iPad or something and see what the differences are and how they made it work for mobile.
No, 'cause see, this
I
is
honestly
literally where
can't
we
imagine
were.
it.
I mean, we didn't come in, obviously.
So,
humans work these
earlier
mines?
I liberated this mine, which makes me curious about like where this is actually supposed to be.
Makes me curious about what their commute to work is like.
Inside Lanigar Mine. Alright, well... let's check the back here first, I guess.
I just have to turn Lanigar Mine
Oh
upside
yeah,
down,
there's
guess.
still goblins further in, so...
Oh, I see.
Oh,
so there's like a
I ran into a
point.
trap.
A gigantic, like literally a bear trap, like the size of your torso.
That I walked right over, yes.
I think could have bisected you.
Oh. Hmm. I don't know if the speed trade-off is worth it. Oh. Oh, that's
You
not
can't,
good.
you can't not step in them.
Hey!
Men, today we will be facing off against the goblins who wield short swords, with our guards who wield hammers. Their weapons are puny and terrible, but so are ours, to be fair. If only somebody had good weapons.
Don't really want to give you two-handed.
I want a dungeoneering degree.
Let's give you bash.
I think that if you compare the amount of time in college I spent, like, studying versus the amount of time in college I spent playing role-playing games, technically I'm a D&D major.
Also, let's actually switch to the champion in here, just to do more damage. Slam!
Would that make you a PhD in D?
Oh, nice. I like it. I'm gonna go with
Also,
PhDM.
Nice. Aren't we supposed to be looking for a bandit camp? Why are we killing goblins?
No, I don't think we're looking for a bandit camp. We're looking for the Seal of House Jumped, which is somewhere in this mine. Come here, chest. That's not a seal. I'm finding a lot of fucking hammers in here.
It's a mine. They were, you know...
That's what you swing in mines, famously. You swing hammers.
Yeah.
I don't know how you
game has
mine
pickaxes.
your rocks. What do they mine in this mine?
I think it's actually explained as like steel or iron. Well, not steel.
Okay.
Yeah, they mine steel here. Oh, hey,
Yeah,
my
I
companion
assume.
died. Excellent. Now I can go back and get Adwin. Fire salts.
It's just chipotle salt.
Well, there we go. Unfortunately, we are out of room. Yeah, store those two and we'll get these. I feel like fire damage is actually more common, so we're gonna... No, I don't want to equip that. Unequip. No. How do I equip you to the other slot? You just keep... I'll deal with it later.
Ugh, hero of lore we are.
I also
Just
don't
opening
think
doors
you
with our
can
faces.
Fast travel?
That's interesting. That's either a selling point or a deal breaker, depending on who you are.
It feels like okay, I know there's like a boat I can use at some point. But I haven't gotten to that point yet. I also like how like all these guys are using the default like I have swords animation, but they don't have any swords.
Just walk around giving thumbs ups.
Yeah. Alright, let's go into town here and sell some stuff. Oh, we'll return the house, the seal of house jumped. Which, can I just go to any town hall, or do I need to go back to New Garand? I wonder.
Well, there's Laniger.
Hey, what's up? Oh, I thought that said Weaponsmith Steve. I would have laughed
I
a
also
lot.
thought that said.
You can also just sell the seal.
Don't.
What have you got? Oh, you've already got Goblins of the Forge. And a chainmail shirt, actually.
Tarim and Zort.
Hey,
Oh,
we did
those
it!
rascals.
Quest reward. So you got this kind of like infinite, you know, radiant quest kind of stuff.
Oh, there you go. I was gonna dare you to say Radiant Quest. You know what they called Radiant Quests back in the 1990s? Quests.
Todd Howard's wet dream.
No, fucking Radiant Quests are just how every quest happened in Daggerfall. That's just like every like main quest in Daggerfall.
I mean, how else
is a
would they
Radiant
have
Quest.
done anything in Daggerfall? Everything was fucking procedurally generated in that game.
Right.
I feel like there's a David Foster Wallace joke in here, but the pieces are there, but I can't quite bring it together.
Oh boy. So do you get shit-faced in this game? That's all I want to know.
I don't think so. I don't think that's possible, I'm afraid.
I was actually thinking Baldur's Gate is that you get gossip when you buy drinks, but it also just eventually gets you intoxicated based on your constitution score. It's kind of silly and mostly pointless, but fun.
Right, and that's this game. Like it's very like rough looking, but like it's an $8 game on Steam. I was expecting a lot less, and what I got, like, this is like a complete RPG. It's got a storyline. The storyline has some storyline has some really wacky writing.
I think that they're standing there waiting to jump you, and it's clearly waiting around
hand over your gold. Pay us
got the Oblivion
gold coins or die.
You are trying to rob the wrong guy, says the woman.
You don't want to pay? Very well. Time to die.
Wow. All they had was one leather hood amongst the three of them.
They were destitute bandits, and they were desperate. Okay, don't judge them.
What are we gonna do about the homeless bandits?
Guardsman just sort of sitting in the gate, whistling a tune as like he watches bandits 20 feet from town, mugging him like a friend of the town.
It's me, you, and Rutskarn sitting around a fire, going like, all we have left is this stupid hoodie. I guess we just have to like roast the leather and eat it. And then Rutskarn stands up and goes, wait, I've got an idea. Let's set up an ambush.
I haven't ever murdered myself in a video game before. Well, that's not
Let's set up an ambush with an easy sight of the town gates and mug the first person who comes out, regardless of how armed they are and how armed their companions are. Well,
it's a woman flailing a giant hammer, and we're like, let's do this.
No, it's okay, I got this. The trick is just to put on a really ridiculous voice so they think you're crazy.
Oh no, not enough mana.
It's like the size of a sledgehammer, and she's like carrying it around like it's a t-ball bat.
Do you remember in Oblivion how like swords look mostly normal, and then like you got axes that are the size of pigs?
Did that happen? I only vaguely remember that.
I mean, I've never, like, there's never been a Elder Scrolls game that I feel like got the weapons to look right, so...
No, some of them in Skyrim
I think Skyrim is one of the worst offenders, actually.
Oh, really?
Fucking paddle
this might be
swords
trouble.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, we're doing okay.
Yeah, like in Oblivion, the blunt weapons in particular, which is to say the axes and the clubs, because those were all considered blunt weapons in Oblivion for dumb reasons. They had, like, it looked to me, especially when I looked at like the steel axe, like I literally don't think I'd be able to lift that much steel in both hands above my waist.
And that's video games. Great swords for you, too.
Yeah, which is to say that absolutely nobody would want to use it as a weapon, regardless of how
I'm not sure if we just
supernaturally
pointlessly
strong they are.
murdered this Peaceful camp of orcs or not?
Eh, they're orcs. What are they gonna do? Complain?
Well, they're dead now.
Exactly. There's no
All
complaint
right, well, this has been our
departments
quick
in
look at this
hell.
game. We're just kind of talking about nothing at this point, so we might as well just close it off. It's fun.
All right.
I like it. It's not the best game in the world, but it's pretty cool for its price point. It seems self-aware enough that, like, your character is a total idiot, and I like that. All the item descriptions are fun.
Kudos to the developers. Good job, guys.